Hi guys, it's me, Jason, coming to you again from my home shop here in Napanee, Indiana. As some of you know, we blew the engine up in the OLCO last weekend at Michiana Automania 2026. This is 1 week since the unfortunate incident, and I'm going to give you an update of where we're at and what we're doing. So let's get to it. So you guys probably already know we blew up the engine, but what actually happened inside there? Well, looks like we had some oiling issues to our rod bearings, and unfortunately number one left the chat after knocking for quite a while. It took out the block, it took out the crank, it took out the windage tray, it beat up our pickup tube, and it knocked some holes in our oil pan. The motor went to the motor came out of so the engine blew up on a Friday. Sunday I pulled the engine out of the car, out of the Elco with my neighbor's help, and on Monday I called up the engine builder. The engine builder said, bring it down, and do you have a block and a crank? So I did have a block and a crank, so I snagged up a block and a crank, and I ran it over there, and he got the engine disassembled, and we were looking at it on Tuesday, and the main bearings were completely fine. The cam bearings are completely fine. The cam's completely fine. The valve train looks to be in good shape. It did bend two valves in cylinder 1 and in cylinder 2. It bent both valves. So those are broke. But as far as it looks like what caused it, it just looks like the rod bearings didn't have oil. Why the rod bearings didn't have oil, I'm not real sure yet. Things that we're going to change to try to alleviate that, we're going to go up in oil viscosity. So we're going to go to a thicker oil, try to help that out just a little bit. You know, that's what failed. It's an oiling issue. It's an oiling issue to the rod specifically. And if you know anything about an LS architecture, rod 1 is furthest away from the oil pump, and that's the one that exited the chat. Rod 2 being the next one, it welded itself to the crank. 3 and 4 put heat into the rod. 5 and 6 ate up the bearings completely, and 7 and 8 were completely fine. They were you know, good to go. So it's a rod oiling issue that we're going to be trying to address with just a few little changes. But that's what happened. So as far as getting a new engine built, we are getting a new engine built. What are we changing about the engine? Absolutely nothing. We're going to buy the same rods. We're going to buy the same pistons. We're going to fix the things that that need fixed, and we're going to build it back just about the same way that it was. And we're going to just try to work on solving that oiling issue to the rod bearings. That 6.0 is completely stout. It does a rip and burnout. I haven't really had any instances where like I was severely lacking of power with it. Most of the burnouts that I did with the 6.0, I would whack the throttle to about 70%, and then you would come off the throttle to about 40% by the end of the burnout. So I don't have a lack of power, so I don't need I don't need to add anything to it. I just need to build it back better, and you know, hopefully make it live a little bit longer. So that's the plan for the engine. That's what we're going to build moving forward. We are switching from a Gen 3 LS to a Gen 4 LS, so there are some challenges there. Namely, the biggest challenges of switching from a Gen 3 to a Gen 4 block is the cam and crank sensor. You are going from a 24x crank to a 58X crank, and you are going from a 1X cam to a 4X cam. The crank sensor is located in the same location, so that's not a big issue. The cam sensor goes from the back of the engine to the front of the engine in the timing cover. So that is kind of an issue. The plugs are different on those, so you have to get adapters from the 24X to the 58X. For the crank, the cam sensor, there's actually wires that are twisted, so the harness that you get that extends it from the back of the engine to the front of the engine, you simply cross two wires and you've made a conversion harness as well. Not only just does it extend the length, it also converts it. And then at the ECU, the 24X and the 1X are 12 volt sensors, and the 58X 4X are 5 volt sensors. So you need to change the power at the ECU. So that's another thing that we're gonna have to do. It's a different valley. It's a different valley tray. It's a different oil pressure pickup adapter. It's a different timing cover. It's a different timing chain set. There's quite a bit involved switching from a 24X to a 58X. I don't mind doing it because it makes the setup more robust moving forward. If I have everything for the Elco in a 24X and I have everything for the Elco in a 58X, then I can just switch back and forth if I need to. I kind of look at it as an opportunity to be more resilient moving forward. So I don't have an issue with, oh, I gotta find the Gen 3 engine. I'm not. I don't want to be. I don't want to be that. I don't want to limit what LS engines I can put into the Elco moving forward. So I kind of don't see that as a big negative. But yeah, we're moving forward with a Gen 4 LS 6.0. Same pistons, same rods. It was a stock block, stock crank. It's still going to be a stock block, stock crank. There's a little bit of touch-up work that has to be done on the heads. Not significantly, not enough to make a difference at all, really. We're going to be able to use the same cam. You know, it's going to be relatively the same. Very little change. So that's that on the engine rebuild. The only thing really left to talk about is the time frame. This weekend was Burnout Rivals in Michigan, up in Berlin. I did not make that show. I did let them know that I wasn't going to make the show. They said that sucks to hear about your car. You know, get well soon. And you know, that's part of that. So after Burnout Rivals Berlin, Indiana, or Michigan, the next real event that I'm signed up for with the Elco is LS Fest down in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and that is the first full weekend of September. So that's going to be like September 7, 8. Yeah. Or, yeah, no, it's going to be like September 11. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not, I guess that's far enough away that I'm not really worried about it yet. I think it's September 11th, 12th, around that area. That's the next event that the car signed up for. I did talk with the engine builder. It is the off season, you know, currently for engine building. Most people get their stuff built in the winter. The only people that kind of show up to engine builders in the middle of the summer are people exactly like me in a big hurry to get back on the track. I talked with the engine builder, and he said, yeah, if parts are available, we should be able to go back and have an engine around the end of August, hopefully. So that would leave me like 1 or 2 weeks before LS Fest to get the engine in the car and get it running again. I don't feel like it's a horrible lot of work to get the engine in the car. It's a couple of days. It's a couple days most to get an engine in the car. It should be able to be done in 1 day, but I'd probably just give it a couple just to make sure that we're ready to go. In the meantime, we are working on absolutely everything we can work on around here to get ready for it. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I actually cleaned the shop up a little bit. And there's a little bit of hose work that needs to be done on the Elco, since I did catch some hoses on fire. Number one, I caught some hoses on fire. Number two, I need to clean hoses out that had engine oil in them to just clean out the debris. So I am working on that. I'm also working on all the stuff to switch from a Gen 3 to a Gen 4 LS. So there's plenty to do. I'm not just sitting around doing nothing, waiting. So I hope to be at LS Fest East in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and I do believe that that's around, whenever that is, September 11th, 12th, around that weekend in September. I hope to be at Bowling Green, Kentucky for LS Fest with the new engine in it, ready for its first burnout. That's the plan as of right now. That is subject to change, but that is, fingers crossed, what we're shooting for. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of content here to get that engine back in and get it up and running, get it broke in, and get down to LS Fest and get our first burnout done with it. So I hope you stay tuned. I hope you follow along. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the real world in the pits sometimes. Remember, if you see me, come up, say hi, tell me that you're a follower. I got something for you. Other than that, go look at my Facebook and Instagram pages. There's actually getting a really big community of people over there, chatting it up in the comments. It's a good time. Like, if you can't laugh at yourself, like, what are you doing? And you're taking yourself way too seriously. Stuff happens, failure is a learning opportunity. Move on. Let's go. So, keep cheering for me, guys, and we'll keep doing this. This is fun to me. See you guys.